Hello everybody, this is Stephen Sykes. Just wanted to upload another video. Another topic I'm concerned about is the issue regarding so many African American people. And I know a lot of people in general, but especially within the black community, don't know how to swim. Now, I understand some of you may say, well, why talk about this topic? It's not a big deal. So-and-so, I know how to swim. Whatever excuse that you may have is not a really good one. And I'll say that because, again, over 70% people, I think a CNN report came out early this year, I think it was about 73%, that do not know how to swim, minority children in the African American community. And that's not a very good thing, because too often we'll get into this situation where kids may go to the park, let it public pool, let it be in the major city, country, maybe just your stream or lake or the ocean, down in the beach area, whatever the situation, and you don't know how to swim. And they just go, what have you, play around in the water, and something happens. You get caught. Too many kids are playing around, and next thing you know, somebody is has drowned. How many parents have received that phone call, your child is dead from drowning in other situations? And I think that it's not just it's more to it than just learning how to swim. It's about educating yourself about water safety, health, how it can improve your health and lose weight, all these different things. We're facing a situation now that obviously we can't let our children hang out on the streets anymore and play because of all the foolishness that goes on now. Nowhere near what it was back, obviously, growing up or anything further back for previous generations. So with all these issues, kids are not getting out to play, getting out to exercise, doing a whole bunch of different things. So now one of the options that you do have in some areas is swimming. Now, I do realize that in some neighborhoods, in some places, this may not be an option. Fair enough, I understand. But always still check out the local Y, the local swim center, and just check around with different communities, because the local Y do have programs that will work within your budget. Another thing is, if you don't have that, check with your local church, or take the initiative to start something up with the church and speak in front of your churches or your communities or your school board, in front of PTA meetings, something. Just get the word out that, you know, we need to take active involvement. There's always the jokes and the comedians who say, oh, I'm black, I don't need to know how to swim, we done came across the ocean, or whatever the issue. Just let that go, because unfortunately those jokes have ran true within our community, and now people took it to heart and just don't care. And it's not just with children, adults too. Swimming is healthy, works on your heart, builds your core, and get a lot of different things, and you won't see so many plus and chunky sized kids. Now obviously some kids are built differently and some will be a certain size, but you still could be healthy. And swimming is a good option. If anything, it just helps. And even if you know how to swim and maybe haven't done it in a while, it doesn't hurt to maybe take a swim lesson, more than just say, oh, I'm going to watch it on TV or a video. Get out there. In addition, learn CPR, first aid, all those different types of things. So if you know, how bad or how much better would you feel as a person, if you're around a bunch of people and you got pulled out the water or the pool or fell into somewhere, sewer, God knows it's happened, and no one knows how to do CPR properly or do anything else. All those things are very important. And then you see kids play around, horseplay. We've all done it. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've been excused from that. We've all done it. But you still need to learn safety. When's enough is enough, and to a point, and have fun the proper way. So just something that we really need to caution ourselves and say, hey, we need to swim. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to contact me. I got no problem. I consider myself a very resourceful person, and I'll be happy to find whatever I can for you in your local state, community, cities, whatever the case, even across the world. And for whoever may see this video, just let it something to sink in. Talk with your husband, your children's parents, wives, cousins, aunts, whoever the case may be, and educate them and see how much this will build a better you and a better tomorrow for everybody else. Have a blessed one.
You know how the dynamic works when the Olympics start and we all kind of get sucked into the coverage. We go from our normal summer lives to caring deeply about the athletes we come to know because we watch them compete on television. Well, tonight we want to introduce you to one of them, Cullen Jones, a swimmer on Team USA you may remember from Beijing, and a special passion he has back home in America. It's something that was born out of tragedy, the kind of tragedy that happens far too often, especially to African American kids. Tamron Hall has for us tonight a very personal report on a swimmer's mission.
Swimmer Cullen Jones is a hero in his New Jersey hometown. They even named a street after him. So it's hard to believe that Jones, one of the world's fastest men in a pool, nearly died in the water. He was just 5 years old when he went to a local water park. At the time, he didn't know how to swim.
You get on the inner tube, you go down this tunnel, everyone screams, you hit the pool at the bottom and gently coast from the deep end to the shallow end.
Cullen came out of that water slide and unexpectedly flipped over in that deep end of the pool.
And I remember what it feels like to be helpless. I was underwater, I couldn't breathe, and they pulled me out of the water. My parents told me I was clinically dead.
Your parents there, everyone, I imagine.
Standing there, my mom was in tears, my dad was trying to console her, and the lifeguard was giving me CPR.
Within 1 week, Cullen's mom put her son in a swimming class. 19 years later, he was an Olympian in Beijing. There, he helped set the world record and won a gold medal in a dramatic come-from-behind relay. Now Jones is using his Olympic status to bring attention to the shocking number of African Americans, especially children, who are dying in the water.
They put in front of me the drowning statistics. African Americans are 3 times more likely to drown than any other race. And I read that, and it hit me. This is crazy.
A major reason, 70% of African American children have either little or no swimming skills.
When we talked to one of the parents and we're like, well, what if we give you lessons for free? And the parents said no. And we were just like, well, why?
Searching for that why, the organization USA Swimming asked University of Memphis professor Carol Irwin to conduct the first ever study on young minorities and swimming.
We asked, why don't black people swim? And
Wait. So you go into an urban area, you're a white professor,
Yes.
and you ask the question, why don't black people swim?
Yes.
The professor heard explanations ranging from the cost of lessons to access to pools to the worry some African American women have about getting straightened hair wet. But in the end, there was one overwhelming reason.
Number one, by far, overall, was fear of drowning.
I mean, we always thought this was an income thing, and then when we started talking to more and more people, it's the fear aspect. You have parents that have had traumatic instances in their lives, and they project it onto their children, and then they treat the water like fire, hot, stay away.
It's a cycle of fear that only results in more tragedies. like what happened in Shreveport, Louisiana to the Blaylocks. Renee and Willie were proud that the 8 children in their blended family got along so well.
Well, all the kids were really close, you know.
Did you raise them that way to be close?
Yeah, basically. They spent a lot of time with each other.
You know, we are such a close-knit family, and we did everything together.
And 3 of their sons, Latrell, Latevin, and Ladarius, all honor students, were especially tight. In August of 2010, the 3 went to the nearby Red River with another family, to a popular spot where locals go to escape the heat of summer. Within minutes of arriving, a friend of the boys went wading into the river, but he got into trouble after he suddenly slipped into deep water. He panicked. One after another, Latrell, Latevin, and Ladarius all jumped in to help. Chris Patland was at a nearby beach when a woman came dashing towards him.
And here's this lady running down the beach, arms in the air, screaming, you know, help, help, my babies can't swim.
A call was made to 911.
They drowning, we got 3 people drowning.
Water was everywhere, splashing. Arms, I mean, you could see arms flapping around.
One by one, all 3 brothers drowned, and so did 3 of their friends who also tried to help. A total of 6 lives lost. Chris Patland was able to save 1 person, the teenager who first got into trouble. None of the adults who brought the kids to the river that day knew how to swim. They could only scream for help.
It was probably the hardest thing I could see a parent do, is watching their kids drown.
Willie Blaylock couldn't believe the news from his wife.
Walked in the house and seen her, and her first, you know, was like, they're gone.
I was in Shreveport, Louisiana, and this was after the fatal drownings of those 6 kids. And it's hard for me because I know swim lessons is the answer, and that's what I'm trying to preach.
So Jones is trying to prevent more deaths through his work as a spokesperson and instructor for a program called Make a Splash.
There are children all over the U.S. that are drowning.
The program has already taught over 1 million kids how to swim since 2007. The lessons are low cost or free.
Are you most at home in the water?
I definitely
The Louisiana tragedy also resonated with me because this simple walk in the pool is also a time for a confession. I am one of the statistics.
Because one of the problems that I will admit to everyone is I don't know how to swim. It's an embarrassment because I think that people will instantly think, oh, you're black, so you can't swim. Because black children who can't swim turn into adults who can't swim.
I share the fear that Cullen Jones has witnessed so often.
Deep breath, relax, there's no rush.
Even putting my head in the water for just a second is overwhelming.
Good, no, that was good. Did you get water in your nose?
No.
Then you're doing it right.
Okay.
There you go.
Now my goal is to take the next step and learn to swim, a challenge I don't pretend will be easy.
Thank you.
As for Cullen Jones and the upcoming Olympics, he says he's after more than just gold.
So as they cheer for you,
As they cheer for me.
in these games, you want all of us to keep in mind that this is not just a sport.
It's
this
not.
is something that can save lives.
It's so much bigger. You're saving your child's life by giving them swim lessons. You're saving lives. You really are.
And Tamron Hall's with us here in London. I'm sitting next to you watching this, and you're getting nervous all over again, seeing yourself on television. Now, are you going to go all in? Is this something you're going to do?
For the first time, I've said I was going to go all in. My hands are shaking.
I know, I can tell.
Looking at the video, I still get that feeling. I promised Cullen that after the games, I would definitely be all in. He's going to be my personal coach, and in exchange, he's going to go off his diet, and I'm going to help him eat a hot fudge sundae. So that's a hard thing for him to do. But seriously, for me, I've thought a lot about it. He has given me a lot of confidence, just like he does with those children every day when he's out there in the water with them. So it is still very tough for me, but now millions of people have heard me make the promise, and I hope I can keep that promise by my birthday in September.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Good on you.
Thanks, Fred.
This was great, and I'm glad it's being talked about because that's half the battle. Tamron Hall with us here in London.